Alright guys, welcome back to The Broken Sea. This is another rendition of The Broken Comic.
We talk about movies. No, we don't. That's a lie. We're talking about comics.
Why did we let you back onto you?
Because I'm adorable. Anyway,
I'm JP.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Casey.
Casey's back for another one.
Yes, I was allowed to come back. I tried to behave myself, but...
We'll see about that. But today, actually, Casey, you brought us some comics.
I did. I brought some comics with me, and these are some of my personal favorites for, like, current comics, I guess. So, first I'm going to talk a little bit about the new Batman Eternal, which is DC's new weekly Batman comic. And I'm gonna I was quite surprised with how good it actually came out, just because DC's been getting a lot of flack lately with the new DC 52 about writing and that they've been slacking off because they're putting too much money into trying to fund movies. So when this came out, hearing that it was going to be a weekly comic, I was so skeptical. I'm like, oh, it's gonna not be good, and but I have to say, so far, I'm surprised it is turning out to be one of my favorite of all the Batman stories for the new DC 52.
Cool.
And then I'm going to talk a little bit about...
This is the cream. This is going to be cool.
the Grindhouse comics.
I didn't even know these existed.
And so, this is the Grindhouse series, Doors Open at Midnight. And frankly, I would highly recommend these if you are someone that is either a Tarantino fan, or you like Robert Rodriguez, or...
The guys who made Grindhouse.
You know, any of those things. The only way I can describe these is that it's blood, it's gore, it's boobs, and it's absolutely fantastic. And this doesn't probably seem like something that, you know, it would come off as something that a girl would be reading, but in my mind it's okay because a lot of the art and the writing is done by women. It's okay because it's women writing it, so...
Okay.
Oh, that makes it okay.
Well, and at
It's
the end...
from the source material.
Exactly. Well,
Bee
and at the
Vixens
end
from Mars was actually a story from her childhood.
No, it's B Girls of California, which is actually a terrible movie. But like, at the end of the day, these comics are all about like really strong women, so it comes down to that as well. But just if you're
Grindhouse.
yeah, at the end of the day though, they're just, the stories are actually surprisingly good, and you actually do get pretty invested in the characters in them.
And are they fairly new? Like, have they been out for a little bit?
They've been out for a little bit. I believe since the beginning of there you go, 2013.
Since October.
Since October.
2013.
And so there's a total of 8 comics, and the 8 comics are split up into 4 stories. So the first story is actually Bee Vixens from Mars, and then later on you have Bride of Blood. So we'll do a little bit of chatting about those, but
Yay!
for now, back to Batman Eternal. So on the last episode, we talked about how every good comic sort of begins with like death or tragedy.
Yeah.
And just spoilers alert, because this is new. It opens up, I don't know if anyone could see this, but it does open up with Batman being strung over the bat signal with someone has carved the bat logo into his chest.
That's pretty intense.
It's pretty intense for Batman.
Gotham City looks fucked.
You know, the city is actually burning.
It's
So
pretty awesome.
that's, to me, like, I first picked this up and I looked at that first page and I'm like, oh,
That's a good selling.
this is gonna be good. It's gonna be good when you see that at first. And again, spoilers, like, you know, this comic it's not so much about Batman even. Batman, of course, is in it, but a lot of the story focuses actually on Commissioner Gordon.
Nice change pace.
And again, spoiler alerts, with Gordon, he gets himself into trouble and is actually in jail. I won't give away how he ends up there, but Commissioner Gordon is currently in prison in the comics for a crime that they're not sure whether or not he is responsible, or if it was mind control, or what it is. But this is an amazing comic. Actually, we don't know. We don't know. We know that Professor...
So very well could be Mad
I called
Hatter.
it!
Mad Hatter,
If it's Mad Hatter,
we know
you
that
give me
Professor
$20.
Pig might be involved.
No.
And you do see the return of one of Gotham's what I think is probably one of the most iconic Gotham villains. Not necessarily. I don't mean like Joker, but
Riddler?
when it comes to crime, one of the
Black
biggest.
Mask.
No,
Okay.
I shouldn't say that. 'cause it's a giveaway. But anyway, so you see an older villain that
Cool.
so it's definitely one that I would definitely highly recommend
And,
picking up. Right now, this is the first issue. It's been out for I believe 6 weeks now.
So they're on like
So
number
they're
2
on
now.
number 7.
Wow. Okay, so weekly.
It's
Got
weekly.
It. Numbers.
How many days are there?
Math is not your strong skill, is it?
No, neither is not drinking or being polite.
No kidding.
Really?
I try.
And then, anyways, back to the Grindhouse comics. So these are, again, like I said, there's something that I really enjoyed them, but that's because I'm actually a big fan of horror movies, so there is sort of that gory horror element to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the Grindhouse films like Planet Terror, there is that sort of
Over
weird,
the top.
over-the-top humor.
Love
Um,
Planet Terror.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Over the top
Should read
humor,
that
and it's just, they're just really good stories, and I highly recommend that if you're a fan of any of those films, or if you like anything by Tarantino and stuff, that these would be something that would be worth picking up.
Mhm.
Currently it actually just finished, so all 8 comics are available, so all 4 stories you can actually get them.
Or if you're a tradesperson.
Or if you're a
it's probably
tradesperson,
coming
it
out
will be
pretty
coming
quick.
out in trade. And then one of the other things I just really like about these comics is there's all sorts of like goofy fake ads in them for I won't show that to the camera.
You probably shouldn't.
No, but just like ads for like movie Grindhouse-esque type movies and stuff. So and the art is amazing. I absolutely love the art in these comics, especially in the Bride of Blood. The art is really cool because it takes place in like medieval time.
Okay.
So you have a lot of armor and sort
Do
of like
they all have different artists?
they all have
Like, kind of different style?
yeah, they all have different artists and sort of different styles, and they're all written by different writers as well. And then some of the writers I think come back to write here and there, but so they're all different short stories.
That's good.
yeah,
Especially since horror movies nowadays are lacking, so we might have to turn to these.
Well, that's just it, and so I'm just really hoping that they'll do some more Grindhouse stuff. But yeah, I'd highly recommend. And then it's just like funny little, like, I don't know if you'd call it like an Easter egg in comics, but like silly little things like written at the bottoms of each comic that's different. Like this one says
Sleazeball tested, pervert approved.
Perfect for you, buddy.
Or this is my favorite
Yeah.
one that says the comic your mother warned you about.
And these are all by Dark Horse.
Yeah,
too.
and they're Dark Horse comics, and then usually have like an alternate cover drawn on the back and either a different artist style. So this one is like the Adventure Time. So
I like it.
Interesting.
interesting,
Mathematical.
mathematical. So
Yeah.
these would be my recommendations for now.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they're both really good. So
Cool.
Fair enough.
yeah.
Well, thank you very much for coming in and sharing that
Thank
with
you
us.
for inviting me back.
After last time.
You're all wearing the same shirts.
Fuck you, Rob. That's what you get. You back seat
Would you stop yelling at the camera guy?
Well, I want.
He's doing his
Love you, Rob. Rob, edit
Check
that
us
in and
out.
make it louder.
Check us out at other Broken Sea channels and videos, and don't forget to check us out on Twitter at
At the Broken Sea.
And don't forget to like and
Robin
subscribe
and
to the
Sea.
channel and comment if you want.
Yeah, if you want to. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to, but you should.
You
And
should.
share the video.
Give
Share
us
the video.
ideas.
Share it. Share it.
Sharing is caring.
I won't do it this time. I'm not a machine.
See you
Share
next
it with your.
time.